Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Oh baby. Oh boy. Man, beautiful weekend, beautiful week ahead in sports. Yes. Shout out to the South Carolina, the Gamecocks, baby, and getting it done on the women's side. Uh, Friday night, I will go back a little bit. I do want to talk the Final Four matchups that was the call that went viral. And then I do want to talk yesterday's game. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. It's hard to go back to back to the championship. It is heartbreaking she didn't at least walk away with one ring, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Also, the final four games Saturday night. I couldn't have called it any better. I sent a text message out about 4:30, about 30, 40 minutes before tip off Saturday night. I said, fuck, it's the playoffs, baby. Playoffs. This the final four, baby. Both the favorites cover, both the unders hit. I mean, why the heck not? Green, if you know what I mean. That was a beautiful night. Beautiful way to, I guess, end the season. Tonight, we officially end the season, take our hats off, and close the chapter that is the 2024. Exciting weekend in baseball that was. I will break down everything that happened over the weekend. Talk a little bit about some things we have learned. I might dive deeper into baseball manana, of course. I mean, after today, that's all we will be talking about here on the show. Baseball, NBA playoffs? NBA playoffs right around the corner, baby. That is heating up. Definitely tomorrow, I will dive into that a little more. Some exciting things on the bubble, that is. I mean, everybody makes the playoffs, so who cares? It's like the play-in has taken away the excitement of the regular season and the race to the seventh and eighth seed towards the end of the regular season. Now I'm just like, all right, let's get to the play-in and let's get a damn bracket. Anyway, any day, anyhow. Oh yeah, exciting stuff all the way around. Oh, and yes, tonight I got a bet on the championship game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, four quattro, four bets on the diamond today. Sportsbook's hilarious, man. Just put all my bets in, and then now they're like trying to verify my location. Just got some good news via text message. All right. All right. All right. Anyway, this is Captain by a Hook, baby, with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a fantastic championship A Monday. Although they should really call it technically. Let's not be funny here. I was about to say Championship Tuesday. I mean, you're gonna have to stay up till about 11:30 to watch this one on the East Coast. Shout out to the West Coast, aka the best coast, for watching sports. I'm not saying they're the best, but I lived over there, Arizona and Nevada. I lived over there about 8, 9 years of my life. It is truly special to have a game starting at 6:20 versus 9:20, and it is beautiful. Be- One of the most beautiful things in the world on Saturday and Sunday, no matter what sport it is in, football or basketball or baseball, and you got a game starting at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I mean, oh, 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 I love it. I miss it. Still, every weekend, I've been back on the Central Time Zone for about going on 3.5 years, 4 years now, and I still every Saturday wake up and just like, damn, I gotta wait till a high noon, 11:30 at the best for anything to crack off. But hey, who am I and who gives a hot ham? Let's dive into the women's side of the brackets. I do want to talk Friday night, and I also want to talk yesterday briefly on both because why the hell does anybody give a damn about the past? The past? That's what I should have did. No, sorry, talking to myself out loud. You got the Masters this weekend too, baby. Should have took some Masters bets. Still got time. I'll dive into that tonight. We'll talk Masters on Wednesday, probably. Anyway, we're talking women's Final Four Friday night. South Carolina cruises by North Carolina State, covering with ease. Shout out to Captain by a hook, giving out the 11.5 on that one. 3 for 4 in the Final Four games, both men and women's. Not bad, not bad at all. And if you count the two unders, technically I went 5-1, but who's counting? South Carolina, we had Friday night, and then the second game. Yes, Paige Buckets versus Caitlin Clark, Iowa, UConn. I just gonna say this real quick. Fantastic game, amazing game. Unless that girl literally clotheslines, we just saw WrestleMania this weekend too. Unless that girl literally stone cold stunners Marshall on the pick there, it's got to be a playoff. Gotta be. I get it, people. She came out of her box a tad. A tad. First quarter, you call that. But if you look, and this is probably ignorant, I will say of me, because then you get into the gray line of looking at every foul this way, and it's really not the way to look at any foul. But if you look at the reaction from the defender coming off the screen, she didn't even get knocked off of her. I should have thought about this more. I can't think of the word to say. She didn't get knocked off of her path. She tried to flop, and even then, she just it's not like she got knocked 2 steps off. It's not like she really got hit with any contact. She ran through a screen, threw her head back, and if nothing's called, she's still in defensive position. It's not like the screen just wiped her out. A wide open shot for Paige Buckets. She's still on Paige Buckets' rear end. I don't know. I was just sad as a fan. Yes, I did give out UConn money line, but I honestly, I'm one of those. I'm an old better. I don't might not look like it, but I've been betting 15 years now. I've gotten over the I got money on this kind of thing. Yes, I don't like to lose. Don't hate to lose. It's gambling. I understand, especially at this point of my life, you're going to lose. Um, it's more about as a fan watching. I want to see a make or a miss on a buzzer beater. Even if this game went the other way and it's Caitlin Clark coming off a screen and they call it and UConn wins and I get my money, I still would have felt robbed as a fan to not see a buzzer beater attempt, if that makes any sense. This foul called, we're not gonna remember it 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now unless it just gets brought up specifically. Uh, but whether she makes or misses the buzzer beater, we would. That would be something we would remember. Hey, remember Paige Bucket's last shot as a collegiate student? No, I don't. We didn't get a chance to. But anyway, any day, any who, anyhow, Caitlin Clark moves on. They play South Carolina yesterday, Sunday, prime time. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But you get South Carolina, you get Iowa. I will say my favorite part about the game yesterday is Iowa going to 10-0 start. And me, I'm sitting on South Carolina 6.5. Never a doubt. Dawn Staley, one of my favorite players growing up, one of my favorite coaches in today's game, the OG. Long story short, they went crazy. But Caitlin Clarkers went bananas. They're up 10-0. They're talking reckless. And then South Carolina continues to come back. And I love Caitlin Clark. Absolutely love her. Her game. I know I have this picture of her up here getting taunted by Angel Reese. That's iconic to me because of both ends. Because of how great Caitlin Clark is. Angel Reese does that to anybody else. Who cares? But Caitlin Clark got a revenge on LSU and Angel Reese. And then South Carolina got their revenge from getting kicked out last year. I mean, shout out to Dawn Staley. 108 wins, 3 losses in her last 111 games. Now has 3 titles, 6 Final Fours, 16 SEC championships. I mean, move out the way, Gene Oriyama. We got a new sheriff in town, and her name is Dawn Staley. Uh, Hats off to South Carolina. Believe it or not, I know y'all gonna look at the spreadsheet, the stats, and say Caitlin Clark still scored 30, but that means that she scored 12 points in the second, third, and fourth quarters combined. Yes, she opened up hot. 18 points in the first quarter. I said, God damn it, this girl going for 50. She going for 50. And not only did she not get anywhere close to 50, she only continued to score 12 more points throughout the game. And that was the downfall of Iowa. She usually gets hot in the third, fourth, and that's when she gets the 18, 22 out of her 30. But to have 18 in the first quarter and only end with 30, major letdown. And it's not, hey, when you're the focal point, you got to get others involved. Others got to step up and hit shots. Um, Big girl down low for South Carolina. They couldn't really do nothing with her on either side. Uh, Iowa just, they looked shook, I tell you. But shout out to Caitlin Clark, man. Fantastic collegiate career. Honestly, men or women's, maybe the best collegiate career ever. She's definitely in the argument. Anytime you graduate and go to the next level with as many records and as many mentions as she has, you're in the argument. She's top 3 to 5, and she might be number one greatest collegiate basketball players, men or women's, ever. And the sad part about it is, I don't think anybody's ever gonna attempt. I don't know how to explain it. we got all these one and dones. Ain't nobody gonna play 4 years that's as good as her anymore on the men's side, and I definitely don't think anybody on the women's side is going to compete with her. But you never know. With each generation, we get new sports heroes. Shout out to South Carolina for getting the win. Shout out to Caitlin Clark for a great career. Shout out to Dawn Staley for everything. Everything? Everything. Let's jump over to the men's side. I want to talk Final Four over there. This is Captain by a Hook, baby. Talking sports on a beautiful Monday. Final Four. We had Purdue kicking off the night against NC State. One of the things I like about Purdue during this tournament run, they've been an under heavy team. Um, for some reason, all the totals have been sitting around 146, and I mean, they're just 113 against NC State. Believe it was like 120 something against Tennessee. Uh, might have gotten to the 130s. But long story short, Tennessee is slowing the games down. They're playing a hell of a defense, hella good defense. You hold North Carolina State to 50 points. Burns never could get in a rhythm due to foul trouble. Horn, as great as he was when they needed him the most, he kind of went cold. Hot, 18 points. First half, I believe. I don't know. Second half, he got two or three good looks that if he makes them, they keep the rhythm going. But he just missed the mid range, missed the floater. Next thing you know, the 6 point lead goes to 12, 14. And it broke my heart, honestly. I love DJ Horn. It broke my heart that he didn't get more love than he did on this Final Four run. And I get it. DJ Burns, enamoring. But March Madness needs to do better as far as actually showcasing all of the talent. DJ Burns did about 5 interviews a day. DJ Horn is the engine and the reason NC State was in the Final Four. DJ Horn should at least got one or two of those interviews. Zach Edey, the talk around town. Braden Smith almost had a triple double in the March in a March Madness game. Nobody's heard about it. Nobody asked him about it. It's all about Zach Edey. It's all about DJ Burns. We got to do better as media covering this stuff. If you watch the Final Four and when they show the announcers, they have 5 rows of media teams. This is the funny part. All 5 rows, you still hear nothing about anybody outside of DJ Burns, Zach Edey, Donovan Clingan, and can't even think of anybody else. Kid from Oakland hit all those threes against Tucky. Just horrible, horrible job by the media in this Final Four. So many teams and players should have got the spotlight on them for at least 15 seconds to 5 minutes. But instead, we got 3 hours of DJ Burns and Zach Edey content. To each his own. We got to do better, man. That breaks my heart. It broke my heart. A lot of these kids are not going to be NBA superstars. This is the height of their basketball career. And believe it or not, 80 to 90% of these kids, they about to go get a job at UPS, State Farm, Liberty Mutual, whatever other company job you can think of. So for them to just have one interview or one highlight reel for 30 seconds, like, let's do better. It might not mean nothing to y'all, but it'll mean everything to these kids to just have that 45-second clip. Look, that's your daddy right there in 20 years. Anyway, let me get off that rant. Nobody cares about nobody but DJ Burns and Zach Edey. Purdue, though, handedly, still made me sweat a little bit. Down to the stretch, down to the wire. Um, that 9.5, boy. I thought North Carolina State was gonna do something with it. And speaking of sweating, boy, I had the under on the UConn Alabama game under 160 in the hook. All game, I'm thinking all game. I'm like, this game is going over. And then somehow, some way, I look up and there's 18 seconds left. We're at 158. And still, I'm thinking to myself, I'm sure they're gonna try to get a steal. They're only down, what, 13, I think, at the time, 14, something like. They're gonna try. These kids ain't gonna give up. They're gonna try and get a steal. They're gonna end up fouling. UConn's gonna end up making 2 free throws. I'm gonna watch some MNF make a 3 for Alabama at the buzzer, and this game's going to fly over. Luckily, Nate Oates called off the dogs. They dribbled the clock out. The under hits. UConn also covered the 11 and a half pretty easily. Didn't have to sweat that out too much. What, they went by 16? Something like that. But that was a great game. It's tied 56-56. Alabama's in it, and I'm thinking, Lord have mercy. Also, it was hilarious watching it live. You got the announcers, and they're like, Nate Oates is telling his team they're not used to this. Alabama's got the UConn's gonna crumble. Hell no, Bill, Ian, Grant. you, UConn, UConn's like the race car driver. They just cruising, sipping their coffee in first place. Not even really. All of a sudden, they look in the rear view. Got about a quarter mile left. See some guy who just hit all his nitros, caught up, got in second place. And I'm like, oh snap! Click, click, turn on their nitros and leave them in the dust. UConn is the best basketball team I've ever seen in my life. I heard Nate Oates when it's Stephen Castle. We're gonna force him to beat us. All right, dumbass, that's their best player. How about forcing Cam Spencer and Caravan to beat you? And I love Cam Spencer, and Caravan's my favorite player on the team. Um, but those are two guys, and trust me, Cam Spencer would have probably showed up. But to just leave Stephen Castle wide open, I know everybody loves Donovan Clingan, Tristan Newton, Cam Spencer, but if you look at next level talent, Stephen Castle is the best player on this UConn team when it comes to a game that'll translate to the NBA. He is the best all around player. All 3 levels of scoring, 3 mid range at the rim. Their best defender on the perimeter. He can guard the post as well. He is also a damn dog. I don't think he gets as much love as he should because he missed the first month, 6 weeks of the season. He kind of snuck back in there around mid-December and early January and just started running with him. And nobody ever really caught up to how good this kid truly is. It was always the Tristan Newton, Cam Spencer, Caravan, Clingan show. But trust me when I say this, Stephen Castle is their best player. He just is. Stephen Castle will be a terrific NBA player. He just will be. But let's jump over to tonight. Let's preview this game. Ranting and raving about the past. It's captained by a hook, baby. We got the championship game going down, down, baby. Yo, street in the rain, going boom, boom, baby. Let it go, Jimmy. What? Listen to it. I don't know nothing about that. Y'all do not know anything about that. This game opened at 5.5. Quickly, it moved to 6.5, and I think it's gonna sit at 6.5 all damn day. The total opened at 147.5. Already moved down to 145.5. I think that's the right movement. I think the under is the play here. I don't like it at 145. I am not betting the under or the over in this game. Um, yeah, I can see Connecticut getting crazy, dropping 90 on their head. I could also see this game being played in the 60s, 70s. So I'm gonna stay away from the total tonight. I mean, I came off the top rope with the people's elbow. on UConn minus 5.5 when it opened Saturday night, and moved to 6.5. I thought about doubling down on the 6.5 this morning, but I was like, hey, you already pretty much put 3 units on this thing. Just stay the hell away. Uh, so it's gonna be fun. I got my money on UConn minus 5.5, but let's break this game down a little bit. Donovan Clingan will definitely have to stay out of foul trouble, but I think he can. He's only 2 inches shorter than Edie. That's going to truly be uh, everything they said about DJ Burns and Zach Edey. This is honestly going to be it. The DJ Burns had no chance in that matchup. DJ Burns is out of shape. It's just a cold hard truth. When you're out of shape, what do you do? Think about it. When you're out of shape, what do? You try to make that your body movements up with quick hands. Although somebody needs to tell this kid he doesn't have quick hands. I mean, he should have fouled out in the first half. I'm glad he didn't for his sake. But I mean, every time Zaggity caught the ball, he pushed him and then he put his hands up and then hacked at him. Every time. But it's cool. Klingen's a little more smarter than that. Klingen also is a little bigger. Klingen's also in excellent shape. Edie and Klingen are going to go at it. Um, I don't think there's ever been a matchup as even as this one in big man history. It's going to be a great one. Guard wise, outside of that position, Edie, everybody on UConn has the advantage. Lawyer, Spencer, I'll take Spencer. Smith, Newton, I'll take Newton. Castle, Jones, please give me Castle. Caravan, light skinned dude with the dreads, give me Caravan. I also think Caravan has the size and the knowledge to switch over and guard Edie if need be. I think UConn has 2 guys who can handle this beast down low, and I don't think these Purdue guards on the perimeter are anywhere near ready for this kind of competition. I hate to say it. I feel bad for Purdue. All the talk is going to be about the monkeys off the back. Purdue's a winning team. Purdue's better than you think. They're going to lose by 20 something tonight. And all we're going to have to be able to do is just say, UConn might be the greatest team we've ever seen. And that's the sad reality for tonight's championship game. If you're a fan, bet Purdue. If you like to lose money, bet Purdue. I think this number should be 11.5, 12.5, 13.5, and it's sitting at 6.5. Yikes. I think this game is set up for Purdue to fall apart like they've done a few times this season. Newton, Spencer, Castle. They're going to uh I'm trying to think of a bad word that's a good word. I don't want to say the R word on here. They're going to physically impose themselves on these guards. They're going to take advantage of the fact that Edie cannot switch out. They're going to take advantage of the wide open mid-range on this Purdue's defense. I mean, at the end of the day, Purdue's biggest problem is perimeter defense. And for some reason, all these teams get caught up trying to guard Edie. I'd let Edie drop 50 on me. Because ain't nan one of these other mups going to score. And on the other end, oh, we at their necks, bruh. We are at their necks. Edie's footwork is as slow as a 2-legged dog. Mid-range, wide open all day. UConn's smart enough to take advantage of it. They also have the talent to take advantage of it. Give me UConn easily minus 6.5. I'm on it at 5.5, but I like it up to 7, 8.5. Hell, I like it at 11.5. Like I said, I think Connecticut runs away with this game. I don't think there's anything Purdue can do. We've also seen Matt Painter not be able to adjust to anything all year. And somehow, some way, uh, Kevin Keats he's even worse at adjusting. I mean, they had a turnover about 5 times on the same damn play, and this mup kept running the same damn play. That Iverson cut from the bless me damn live show. Excuse me. Ooh-wee. That was an ugly one. Ugh. Yikes. Am I right? Anyway, let's get to these bets tonight on the diamond. Throw this damn shirt in the trash. Oh. That's my bet for the championship game. If you want to hear a breakdown, go back to 24:10 on the timestamp. That's me breaking down how UConn will demolish Purdue. Give me Connecticut minus the points. I'm on -5.5. You can get -6.5. I think the total's perfect. I'm not gonna play it over or under. I think whichever side you have, over or under, you will be sweating profusely with about 10 seconds left, and it'll be sitting about around 143, 144, and yeah, I don't want that. I'm just gonna go heavy on UConn minus the points. I'm gonna go heavy on the white jerseys. Coffee got cold on me. But let's jump over to the diamond. I got 4 bets for you today in baseball. Baseball. Real quick, shout out to Jose Altuve. 10-game hitting streak to start off the season. Also, Ronel Blanco. Wow. Wow. I mean, this kid throws a no-hitter in the first game of the season, comes out in his second appearance, and he's doing this against great hitting teams. No hit the Blue Jays. Now you're taking on the Rangers. Guess what? He gave up 1 hit, and that wasn't until the final out of the 5th inning. He goes 5 2/3 hitless. Wow. 14.2 innings without a hit to open up the season, and still only has 1 hit that he's given up. Astros squeeze by the Rangers last night. I want to talk, and I'll probably get into this mañana. Excuse me. I want to talk Astros. They're 3-7. They should be 6-4. Josh Hader absolutely reeks. Stinks. The quicker y'all get rid of Josh Hader, the quicker y'all will be a winning baseball team. I mean, nobody gets past second base against y'all last night. Here comes Josh Hader just giving up hits and giving up a run, making me damn nervous. I'm on the Astros money line last night. Josh Hader comes out and literally puts all of that at risk. I mean, the double play that ended the game was a spectacular play. Not many people can make that play. Bregman, the Louisiana State, with the LSU. He makes a great turn on that ball at third base. Second baseman makes a great turn, barely gets the guy at first. But we're talking bets for the night, people. You got Miami with Jesus Luzardo taking on the Yankees. And Nestor Cortez, aka the trashiest pitcher I've ever seen. I mean, this guy stinks. Give me the over. 8. Luzardo, he's going to give up 5. Cortez, he's going to give up 9. This game goes over easily. Give me over 8 on the Marlins and Yankees. Dodgers, the Brooklyn Bums, the Los Angeles Trolley Dodgers. They got James Paxton on the mound. They'll be taking on the Minnesota Twins with Ober. With Ober on the mound. That you know what that means. We're going to take the over. Paxton gets lit up. Ober gets lit up. Dodgers. I think they win a close one, 9-8. Either way, this game goes over. Give me the over 8.5 on the Dodgers and the Twins. The Brooklyn Bombs. Phillies. I like them. I like them tonight. Minus 106 on the money line. Give me the Phillies taking on the Cardinals. I'm just gonna fade Michael Mikolas every chance I get. Cardinals. They don't seem to understand that the season started. Give me the Phillies, man. I think they're warming up. I think they're getting hot. Had a pretty good weekend. Had a pretty good end to last week. Give me the Phillies tonight on the money line, minus 106. Thought about taking the run line at plus 150 something. To each his own. I'm gonna take the Phillies on the money line, minus 106, and not get too greedy tonight. Last bet I got for you, it's a late game. Uh, Nationals, they're taking on the Giants. Blake Snell on the mound. Give me the Giants on the run line, minus 1.5, minus 110. Nationals, yikes. And they're on the road. Late night game in San Francisco. Give me the Giants to have a beauty of a game and win this one comfortably. I'm taking the run line on the Giants. So we're going to go UConn minus the points in the championship game tonight. And then on the diamond, we're going Marlins, Yankees over 8, Dodgers, Twins over 8.5, Phillies on the money line, and the Giants on the run line. And that's how we're going to do that there. Man, thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a fantastic championship Monday, baby. Hope it's a good game. Um, I'd rather watch a thriller more than I would win money. But then again, if UConn wins by 20, I'll be dancing in the streets tonight. Anyway, again, thank y'all for everything. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk. And please, please gamble responsibly. Heads or tails? Heads. Dobbs.